welcome to the channel. We are in group number 4. And today we are going under the mountain to bake a pie. From the tutorial of Undertale, Toriel's very own butterscotch cinnamon pie. This sweet is quite the treat to share with friends and family and is easy enough to make. Now let's get those bones cracking. By the way, if you happen to see any friendly flowers, please go ahead and step on them. If you live in a place besides America, the ingredients amount will be down at the bottom of the screen. For the crust, we are going to need 1 cup of flour, 3½ tablespoons of sugar, 1 yolk, 9 tablespoons of butter or a stick of butter and 1 tablespoon, 1¼ teaspoons of nutmeg, 2½ teaspoons of cinnamon. For the filling, we are going to use 1 2/3 tablespoons of flour, 2½ tablespoons of corn flour, 10 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 cups of milk, 1¼ teaspoons of vanilla, 1¼ teaspoons of salt, 1 egg, 5 tablespoons of butter, and 3⅓ tablespoons of cinnamon. It is optional to have some whipped cream. First things first, we will heat the oven to 355 degrees Fahrenheit. So first, we will start off with making the pie crust. First thing is to separate the egg yolk. There are many ways, of course, one can do this. If you happen to have an egg yolk separator, then that would work, of course. If you don't have that, then if you have an empty bottle, you could pull the egg yolk up with the air pressure, like this. If you don't have that either, then just by slipping the egg yolk between the cracked egg cell, you can separate it. Now put the egg yolk into a separate small bowl. Then put the butter into a medium-sized bowl. We are going to need to soften it, so put it into the microwave for about 4 seconds. When that is done, put the cup of flour, sugar, butter, nutmeg, and egg yolk into the bowl. Use a pastry blender or a fork to mix those ingredients together. When the mixture looks like breadcrumbs, we are going to start adding a little water. Mix about a teaspoon at a time of water into the bowl. Next, we are going to roll out the dough and place it into the pie dish. If you want to add a design to the pie crust, you can use your fingers to make a curved crust or use a fork to add some lines. Now, the pie dish can go into the oven for 15 minutes to bake. While the pie crust is baking, let's go ahead and start by making the filling. In a medium-sized pot, place the flour, brown sugar, corn flour, milk, vanilla, butter, salt, cinnamon, and a whole egg, minus the cells. Place that on top of the stove and start to heat the pot. While it is heating, constantly stir the ingredients. If you don't, it's possible for them to be burned at the bottom. Once the mixture thickens, take it off the heat and set aside. So once the pie crust is cool and the filling is chill, put the chill fill into the pie crust and place it in the refrigerator. After a bit, the pie will be ready to be served. If you want, add a dollop of whipped cream on top. Yum, that is some good pie. Thank you for watching the video. Now here's some skeletons worthy of sands. Why didn't the skeleton like the pie? Because he didn't have the stomach for it. Why can't skeletons play church music? Because they have no organs. Why don't skeletons fight each other? They don't have the guts. What do skeletons say before they begin dining? Bon appetit! What do you call a skeleton snake? A rattler. What does the skeleton order at the restaurant? Spare ribs! How do skeletons call their friends? On the telephone.